November 17th, 2025, should have been a brisk autumn day in New York City, the kind where you pull your favorite sweatshirt from the closet and breathe in the crisp, cool air. The trees in Central Park were still dressed in their fiery reds and golds, but the air felt more like late summer than the edge of winter. Instead, I found myself sweating as I walked through Central Park, my scarf abandoned and my jacket slung over my arm, feeling more like I was on a summer stroll than a November afternoon. The sun beat down, and the usual autumn chill was nowhere to be found. All around me, New Yorkers and tourists looked confused and out of place, fanning themselves and lining up for ice cream as if it were the middle of July. People wore shorts and t-shirts, their winter clothes left at home, unsure how to dress for this upside-down season. Across the Atlantic, Londoners were sprawled out on picnic blankets in Hyde Park, soaking up the sun, not huddled in cozy pubs with steaming mugs. The parks were full, and the city felt more like spring break than the approach of winter. The tube was stuffy. Buses felt like greenhouses. This wasn't the London of Dickens, with foggy streets and bundled-up crowds. Instead, people wiped sweat from their brows, longing for a breeze. It felt as if the planet's thermostat was broken, both cities stuck in a summer that simply refused to end. The heat shimmered above the streets, and the usual November routines were turned upside down. This wasn't just a fluke or a lucky break for people who hate the cold. Headlines screamed about record-breaking temperatures, and everyone seemed to be asking the same question: what's going on? It was a symptom of something bigger, the way we've built our cities, layer upon layer of concrete and glass with little room left for nature to cool things down. Endless concrete, glass towers, and asphalt roads soak up the sun's energy and trap it, turning our cities into heat magnets that hold on to warmth long after the sun sets. We've turned our cities into giant stone ovens, radiating heat day and night, making it harder and harder to escape the warmth, even when the calendar says it should be cold. This strange, sweaty day was like a real-world science experiment, with everyone checking thermometers and weather apps, trying to make sense of the numbers. The city's rhythms were off. November is supposed to be for hot chocolate, cozy sweaters, and brisk walks, not for hunting for shade or searching for a cool spot under a tree. It wasn't just weather. It was a wake-up call, a sign that something fundamental was shifting in the world around us. Everyone was asking, why is it so hot? What does this mean for our future? Conversations on the street turned to climate, to worry, to what might come next. The answer lies in the very design of our urban homes, in the choices we've made about what to build and where, and how little we've thought about the consequences. Our cities are changing, and we can feel it in the air, in the way we dress, in the way we move through our neighborhoods. The question is, what will we do about it? Will we keep our sweatshirts in storage, or will we find a way to bring back the seasons we remember? So, what's happening when you step outside and feel that wave of heat in the city, even when the countryside nearby feels much cooler? It's called the urban heat island effect, and it's a phenomenon that's changing the way we experience city life. Imagine standing barefoot, one foot on cool, soft grass, the other on scorching pavement. The difference is dramatic. The pavement almost burns, while the grass feels refreshing. Cities are like giant patches of pavement, islands of heat surrounded by cooler, greener areas. The contrast is striking from above. Materials like asphalt and concrete soak up sunlight all day long, storing that energy and then releasing it slowly at night, which keeps cities warmer even after the sun goes down. Trees, nature's air conditioners, are often replaced by buildings and roads. When we lose trees, we're basically turning off the planet's natural cooling system. Tall buildings create urban canyons, trapping heat at street level and blocking the cooling winds that would otherwise help lower temperatures. The result? Cities stay hot, even after sunset, making it hard to cool down at night and affecting how people sleep and live. Fewer trees mean less shade and less cooling from evapotranspiration, the process where plants release water vapor, naturally cooling the air. The city's shape and the materials we use work together to trap heat, creating a feedback loop that makes urban areas even hotter. Urban heat islands are science you can feel. Just step outside on a summer day and you'll notice the difference instantly. It's not just about temperature, it's about how we design our cities, what we build, and what we choose to plant for the future. The more we replace green with gray, the hotter our cities become, and the more uncomfortable life gets for everyone. This is the hidden force behind those unseasonably warm days that seem to come out of nowhere, making city life feel like a heat wave. And it's only getting stronger as cities grow and climate change accelerates, making it more important than ever to rethink how we build our urban environments. That November, the data was clear. New York hit 78 degrees Fahrenheit, shattering records. London soared to 21 Celsius, double its usual November high. News graphics showed records falling, and the Met Office confirmed the anomaly. A heat dome over the North Atlantic trapped warm air, but cities felt it most intensely. The urban heat island effect supercharged the heat, making city centers much hotter than surrounding areas. In New York, dense neighborhoods like the Bronx were several degrees hotter than leafy Central Park. In London, the city and Canary Wharf baked while greener boroughs stayed cooler. The urban heat island wasn't theory, it was visible on every weather map. How do cities cook up all this extra heat? First, the materials. Dark asphalt and concrete absorb sunlight, storing heat all day. At night, these surfaces release heat, keeping the city warm while the countryside cools. Second, density. Tightly packed buildings and roads mean more surfaces to soak up and radiate heat. Third, waste heat. Cars, buses, air conditioners, and even people add to the warmth. In busy areas, this human-generated heat can raise temperatures significantly. Finally, city shape. Tall buildings trap heat and block cooling winds. Urban canyons limit how much heat escapes into the sky. The result? Hot days linger into hot nights. Cities become self-sustaining heat machines. Every element from the color of the pavement to the skyline adds to the recipe. The more we build, the more heat we trap. It's a cycle that keeps cities warmer, day and night, and it's a cycle we can break. This isn't just about numbers, it's about daily life and how the heat shapes every moment we spend outside, or even inside our homes. Maria, a delivery driver in Queens, told me her truck felt like an oven, even in November. She'd start her day before sunrise, but by mid-morning, the heat inside the van was already stifling, making every delivery a test of endurance. She worried about older neighbors in brick buildings that bake in the sun, where opening a window brings little relief and air conditioning is a luxury many can't afford. In London, Tom tried to keep his toddler cool in a west-facing flat with no AC. He hung wet towels by the window and kept the curtains drawn, but the heat still crept in, making nap time a struggle. Fans just blew hot air around, and playgrounds were too hot to touch. Swings and slides sat empty, shimmering in the midday sun, while children peered out from behind curtains, waiting for a break in the heat. The heat was more than uncomfortable, it was stressful and exhausting. Commuters moved slowly, weighed down by the humidity, and tempers flared as patience wore thin. Vulnerable groups, seniors, kids, outdoor workers, suffer most. For them, a heat wave isn't just unpleasant, it's dangerous, sometimes even life-threatening. Lower-income neighborhoods with fewer trees and older buildings are hit hardest. The lack of shade and green spaces means the heat lingers long after sunset, turning homes into furnaces. The urban heat island effect deepens existing inequalities, making some city blocks feel like entirely different worlds just a few streets apart. It's a health crisis, hiding in plain sight, sending more people to emergency rooms with heat exhaustion and dehydration. The relentless heat disrupts sleep, increases anxiety, and drains energy. Nights offer little relief, leaving people restless and fatigued the next day. When November feels like August, it's unsettling. The familiar rhythm of the seasons is thrown off, and people are left wondering what's normal anymore. Our routines and traditions are tied to the seasons. Unseasonal heat disrupts family gatherings, outdoor events, and even simple pleasures like a walk in the park. The heat is a constant reminder that our environment is under stress, and that the world we know is changing before our eyes. It's more than an inconvenience, it's a weight on our well-being, affecting our health, our mood, and our sense of security. And it's a challenge we can't ignore. The heat is here, reshaping our cities and our lives, demanding that we pay attention and take action. The good news? We can cool our cities. Cool roofs, white or reflective surfaces, bounce sunlight away, lowering building temperatures. New York's Cool Roofs program paints rooftops white, making neighborhoods cooler and saving energy. A single coated roof can be 50 degrees cooler than a black one. Multiply that across a city, and the impact is huge. Nature helps too. More trees and green roofs bring shade and cooling through evapotranspiration. Green roofs insulate buildings, manage stormwater, and create habitats. London's planning policies encourage green roofs and living walls, like the vertical garden at the Rubens Hotel. These living walls shield buildings from the sun and cool the air. By turning roofs and walls into gardens, we bring nature's cooling power back to the city. It's a win for comfort, health, and the environment. The solutions are simple, effective, and ready to scale. We just have to choose them. New York and London tackle urban heat in different ways. New York acts fast. Programs like Cool Roofs and Million Trees NYC empower citizens to make direct changes. The city reclaims space, turning old railways into parks like the High Line. London weaves green into its long-term planning, requiring green roofs and sustainable design in new developments. Its strategy connects parks and gardens, creating green corridors for people and wildlife. New York maximizes every inch, while London enhances its historic green network. Both cities focus on equity, targeting neighborhoods that need cooling most. Their approaches, hands-on action and policy integration, offer models for cities worldwide. The lesson? There's no single solution, but every city can adapt and innovate. Urban heat is a global challenge, but the tools to fight it are already in our hands. We just need to use them. Big projects matter, but so do our daily choices. Reducing energy use, turning off lights, running appliances off-peak, cuts waste heat. Community gardens and tree planting days cool neighborhoods and build connections. A single tree can cool as much as 10 air conditioners. Advocate for green infrastructure. Ask leaders for more parks, cool roofs, and bike lanes. Support businesses making sustainable choices. Education is key. Talk to friends and neighbors about urban heat. When people understand the problem, they join the solution. Every conversation plants a seed for change. Grassroots action drives citywide progress. We all share responsibility for a cooler city. Small steps, multiplied, make a real difference. Together we can transform our urban climate. That hot November was a wake-up call, a glimpse of a future we can still change. The science is clear, and so are the solutions. We can build cities that work with nature, not against it. Imagine every rooftop white or green, every street shaded by trees, London's green corridors, New York's rooftop gardens. These aren't fantasies, they're blueprints. It takes vision, investment, and political will. Every decision, from roof color to tree planting, moves us toward a cooler future. Cities are living ecosystems we can nurture. Urban heat is a climate challenge, but also an opportunity for innovation. By cooling our cities, we make them healthier, more beautiful, and more resilient. That hot day wasn't just a warning, it was an invitation. Let's roll up our sleeves and build the cooler, greener cities of tomorrow. The work starts now.